We've got smoke. 4, 3. We've got ignition. 2, 1. Shot time. We've got R.I.P. Takeoff. R.I.P. Takeoff. This is another edition of Mouthpiece Included, where we're going to be breaking down who are you going to bench. The GOAT, Mamba, LeBron, Tinman, Diesel, or Chef Curry. Chef Curry GOAT. Curry GOAT. I need to go ahead and copyright that. But stand by as we pay some bills real quick. And we're going to get this show on the road. Please like, share, subscribe. Take this time to like, share, subscribe. That's what we're going to be doing. Got NASCAR in the city, huh? We'll be covering that next week. Hold up. I can't hear this thing. Why can't I hear this guy? Can you hear self-love? All right, once again, crap. But it's all to the will. You guys like, share, subscribe. Everything we do is under fair use. This is for entertainment and educational purposes. That's what we own. So, as I mentioned, y'all know the topic. The link's pinned in the chat. All are welcome to pull up. But if you do pull up, don't forget to bring your mouthpiece. Bring your mouthpiece. Today, welcome to Mouthpiece Included, where we're going to talk politics. That's a fusion of sports and politics. Today, we're going to unpack MJ, Mamba, Bron, Tinman, Diesel, or the Chef. Bench one. And we're going to tell you what position we're going to play those who are not coming off the bench. We also have our a bevy of weekly political hot topics we're going to be unpacking, and including NBA free agency, trades, etc. Rapper Cameron, his sources. He's gone public and said why Jordan Poole was stolen upon by Draymond Green, a savage. The Bulls re-signed the center. Should we be taking calls regarding Paul George, Kawhi, the Beard? Well, Kyrie already re-signed. We got boots on the ground, Bubba Wallace. Came out to the South Side. Brittany Griner news. NFL gambling. Lamar Jackson's her mom's in my business. His mom's in my business. Go tell your mom to mind your business. Are the White Sox the most disappointing team in Major Leagues? And of course, we picked the major booger of the week for you. Stand down, stand by, stand back, or pull up. And if you do pull up, do not forget to bring your young mouthpiece. Make sure you smash that like button. And let's get our resident Silverback in the building. Jackie Robinson's finest. Speaking of boots on the ground, what down, good fella?
What up, fool? What's going on?
Hey,
exciting time of the year.
I don't know why I couldn't hear that. I see you said you couldn't hear it either. That was crazy. Porn every week.
Yeah, I don't understand. His mouth was moving, but there was no audio for self-love and his message. Fair use, fair use, fair use. What's going on?
Hey, you got any Jackie Robinson updates right quick before we hop right into it?
Oh, yeah. This is the week, baby. We start on Saturday, July the 8th? July the 8th. The district tournament starts. Jackie Robinson West All-Stars versus Warren Park All-Stars for the District 12 title. The winner of this tournament moves on to the sectionals, which is being hosted by River Forest this year. So, come on out, support the kids, watch some free baseball, and have a good time.
Yeah, you say free baseball?
Free baseball it's a part of the Little League rules that you can't charge for the tournaments. So free baseball. Watch these all-stars ascend their way to Williamsport, Pennsylvania in August. They're special groups.
Y'all get out there and support those young kings, as they come up,
Mm-hmm.
Put some of that energy in there and some of your greenbacks into the whole system.
Yeah,
so we can keep these kids off the streets.
Keep them off the streets. That's the main mission of the West Foundation Family Baseball League since 1971 is to help kids, keep them off the street, give them something to do, and give them a positive avenue as to what to do after school, during the summers, and hopefully get them into college. Some have made it to the pro ranks, but just something positive for the kids to do in the neighborhood. Yeah,
and I don't mind is the Satan's workshop. So let's jump into it. You guys, so your Chicago White Sox, I know you're a big fan. I wasn't going to wear my Cubs jersey, because the Cubs are struggling a little, 5 games back. But
they're in the London haze.
Well, I saw an article. Sox are 6.5 games back.
Mm-hmm.
And they were discussing the most disappointing team in the majors, and the pundits somehow said that the White Sox did. So I'm, not a big baseball guy until the playoffs. Yeah. So, why are they saying that? And do you agree? And if you don't agree, then who is the most disappointing team in the majors?
I don't understand how they put that moniker on the White Sox with the transition to a new manager. And, we lost our closer for the first quarter of the season due to cancer treatment. I don't know what the real expectations were for the White Sox. Maybe to be, I guess.
I don't think we picked them to do anything.
Yeah, maybe to play 500 ball, or I guess they're expecting them to play 800 ball, win the division, go to the playoffs and challenge. But, I didn't see that for a new manager and a team with still pitching issues. And some young guys, they still get hurt every year. So I don't know what the pundits saw in the team from the South Side, but, there were probably a couple pieces away, and I don't think those were addressed in the offseason, especially losing your captain to the Houston Astros and Jose Abreu, and not really replacing him with, leadership and power. So I don't know. I don't know.
So a winning team, like the Astros with a culture, saw the value in Abreu, and the Sox didn't.
They felt that his time was up, based on what they were willing to pay, and a team that's coming off a World Series appearance say, World Series win, hey, we can pick this guy up and maybe go back and make another run. So
add him to the culture.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's a lot of Sox fans are still scratching their heads about the move. It's some just like when they ran Derrick Rose out of here, like, yeah, it's time for him to go, or different coaches and different players, it's time for him to go. But what are you replacing them with? You're replacing them with a new manager, you're replacing them with no other players, you're not replacing them with pitching. So, I don't know what the mentality of the organization was in getting rid of Abreu, knowing that you had nothing to replace him with.
Yeah, it's not like they had a hot shot coming up in the farm system that they were going to throw out there.
Yeah.
Well, we don't talk hockey here, but the Blackhawks, bro. Supposedly they have a Vic Wembanyama type of generational draft pick we just got. I hadn't heard about that.
Yeah, I just started hearing about it a few days ago.
You might have to get some early tickets there, fella.
Yeah, they got the Derrick Rose ping pong ball in the draft to get this guy Bernard over here to the city of Chicago. They're talking about more than Kane and Taves.
Yeah, and they got us chips.
Yeah. So they're saying like this is a once in a lifetime type situation that the Hawks have put themselves in, winning this draft lottery, and everything's got to go up from here.
Everything will go up. So let's go ahead and push past it. Let's get to the NBA beat and the Bulls. So I wanted to ask you there, fella. I know you like to take calls.
Yeah, I'm taking the calls.
Yeah, of course you are. Now,
I'm
taking Kyrie off this list because he re-signed.
Right.
But Paul George, bed rest Leonard, Kawhi bed rest Leonard, or the Beard. Are you taking calls if you're the Bull? I'm going to get into the Bulls because I'm seriously thinking about retiring from being a Bulls fan because they don't do shit. I'm talking about management. They do absolutely nothing. They sit on their hands as though we got D-Rod, Jordan, and Pippen, and they sit on their hands year after year. But that being said, are you taking calls if you're Bulls management?
I'm taking calls from everybody. I think they believe they got all the pieces to the puzzle, as Coach Weinstadt would have said. We got all the pieces to the puzzle, and we just got to put them all together.
Yeah, we just need a running back. They can get you 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Rest is so.
But I mean, they re-signed Kobe White, which is good.
Yeah, I give him a big ups on that. I'm happy about that.
They're supposed to be bringing the guy from the shit old country back. That hasn't been verified as of yet.
It hasn't. I thought they re-signed him. Yeah, he's a done deal. I thought
he's a done deal. Okay, so we're bringing him back. So maybe he's going to be trade bait, or they're going to package him together with Zach LaVine and get some draft picks or some capital from another team. I don't know, but they got to be making moves. I mean, even bringing all those guys back, you're still looking at being what, 7th or 8th in the East.
So, yeah, 7th or 8th. But. I mean, guys like Vincent, Max Strus, I was looking at
Strus out of Chicago. No interest.
I was looking at Gabe Vincent. Maybe he wanted to play for a chip in LA, but the Bulls have been saying, we need a point guard. You got a guy like that. He can shoot. He's played big time basketball, was arguably the best player in the playoffs for Miami. Everybody was having this Jimmy Butler fantasy. And our name don't even come up. Like what are we doing with the money, bro?
Well, I mean, it's not like they got a lot of money to use. I mean, the guys are signed. You got Zach LaVine signed to the stupid max contract.
Yeah. DeRozan, you just re-signed shithole.
Kobe White, you got your guy sitting at home trying to make it up and down the stairs as a point guard. I don't know how that affects your salary cap.
Well, all they have to do is file for the injury exclusion
Yeah,
But as we mentioned last week, they're afraid to do it because they don't want to piss off free agents who we never have any interest in and never have any interest in us anyway.
well, he might come back. What's this? 2024? Not playing next year. Maybe he'll come back at 24 or 25.
And we can give him
re-sign
another, max deal, 3, 4, 5 years.
Yeah. See if his knee's okay then. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the problem is with the Bulls. They need to be taking calls from anybody they can. Max Strauss definitely coming out of your backyard. You already missed him before. You had the opportunity to get him as a free agent. You got to go out and sign. You need shooting, right? And he the one that won the playoff game, the play-in game against you this year to knock you out of the playoffs. So,
bro. I mean, I would have moved DeRozan. I would have made a move, maybe talk to Portland, since dude wanted some help over there, and see if we can get a draft pick, or something of that nature. And I would have gone after that white guy on the Lakers, who they resigned. They had to match him, but I would offer so much money that would have made him hard for them to match him and start building your team, man.
Oh, you talking about Rusty Jones or what's his name?
Yeah, that's his name.
Yeah, but I think they're trying to keep DeRozan to keep from when they make the Zach LaVine move, that they have that superstar still on the team. So I don't believe they can trade Zach LaVine and get a player. I think they're trading him for maybe draft picks and some salary relief for another team. Somebody that, they can get that $40 million off the books next year.
Listen, I'm willing to move off him, but I mean, if you're rebuilding, you got to rebuild, bro. And you're not. Look, DeRozan, he needs to be playing quality basketball. I'd have been talking to the Heat with some signing trades, man. Y'all can bring in DeRozan. He's got playoff cachet and experience. You know what I mean? And then if you're going to build young, at least LaVine is still younger, and he did play a lot of games last year.
He's an all-star.
Correct. He's hot yellow, though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'd use that ability or his designation as playing over 60 games last year to get him the hell out of here. And, I don't know what they're waiting on.
Well, before we get into more free agency, we talked about some rules changes in the league. I told you I was going to go through this a little more. So what I didn't mention last week, there's now a mid-season tournament in the NBA and $500,000 for the winners of the mid-season tournament. They're copying off what they've been doing in Europe. They want to make the regular season games that they devalued more valuable by this mid-season tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And I never understood this whole concept that regular season games don't mean anything. But I mean, you're a coach, but now how do you feel about that rule change at this mid-season tournament? I mean, I'll watch it. I mean, I'm not tuning in any other time.
What the hell kind of mid-season tournament are they having? I mean, either your playoffs mean something or your regular season games mean something. But, now you want to add these play-in games at the end of the year for a team to make the playoffs and, make it to the NBA finals like we saw this year. Or you got a tournament in the middle of the season to determine what, the mid-season champion? The hell is the NBA? Oh, well, you just mentioned it. They're trying to go Euro with their decisions from now on and make the European players happier or appeal to the European fans. I mean, I don't know what they're trying to do with basketball, but I don't understand the mid-season.
Well, they want to give out more trophies because now you're going to have he's won 4 mid-season tournaments. He's chips. You know how they say, these guys got to get to the conference finals. To all the pundits and Silver, your fans don't care who makes it to the conference finals.
Yeah.
I mean, we care in the sense of we want talent to be there and watch a good game, but nobody remembers who played in the conference finals from year to year.
Right.
That's how important it is.
Yeah. We want to know who was the NBA champion last
That's
year.
it. And who was
the
MVP?
runner-up? The runner-up doesn't even matter.
We don't even remember the runner-up 9 times out of 10 unless it was a historic series.
Yeah. And no, we haven't had any of those lately. So I would have to look at that rule adjustment that they've made for this season to make the first half of the season more important. I mean, I don't know what. It's the playoffs. That's what you're playing for every year. You got 82 games, 41 at home, 41 on the road to make it happen and get your team into the damn playoffs. Not no damn play-in game. Hope we can play that in the play-in game. Not to be close to the 14th or 13th or whatever seed you want to be. Make it to the damn playoffs. You make it to the playoffs, you win in the playoffs, you win the championship, and that's what the hell you're playing for. But to go out there with the midseason champion, which means absolutely nothing, and then make it to a playoff game and lose, which means absolutely nothing, is absolutely ridiculous. So I don't know who's making these damn decisions. Is Isaiah Thomas working in the corporate office or something? But this shit is stupid.
Isaiah's the idiot who's in Phoenix who brought in Bradley Beal to play with LeBron, and that's not going to work. But that's a whole nother conversation. I mean, to play with Tinman and the other high yellow guy. But the next change, to your point, now you have to play 65 minimum games to be eligible for season awards like MVP, first team, all D, and also. The all NBA teams are now positionless. You may like this because you like to put everybody everywhere when we're doing these great teams, meaning you could have 5 centers make the all NBA team.
Right.
If that's, if that's the 5 centers.
That's the 5 best players. But,
listen, go ahead. I want to hear your take on this, and I'm going to jump on it after you. So I like the 65 minimum games to be eligible. It should be maybe 70, but go ahead with your take.
Okay, I don't agree with the all NBA teams being positionless because it's all subjective. So if you got writers or whoever's picking these teams that likes all guards, then you're gonna have 5-team all top 5 all guards, second team all guards, second team maybe a guard, and leave the positions alone. Put the minimum games played for them to be all NBA, and it'll work itself out. But positionless, I don't agree with that for all NBA.
And I'm with you on that. I think it's dumb. Reason being, from year to year, you might have, let's just say, if Shaq, Elijah Wan, Big Pat Ewing, and David, the Admiral, David Robinson, and then we throw another one. Let's say they were all in the East this year.
Right.
You throw Joker in there. They're all in the East. First off, if all of those great centers are in the league at one time, their numbers should be down because they're going to be competing against each other.
I guess, yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, at least once a week.
Correct. If you had a bunch of Kobe's and Michael Jordans, this is just a dumb rule change. Positionless all NBA team. I mean, it's devaluing. It's costing people money, and positionless. If you're not defending your position, you're not positionless. I don't care what nobody says.
Right. And you're working your craft towards your position. You can't say, well, I'm a 5 that can shoot, so I'm a guard. No, you're stretch
a
5
that can shoot, right?
Stretch 4 or whatever that position is. You got to play defensively a certain way, and you got to play offensively a certain way, which you can't do as a 5 versus a point or a 1 or 2 or even a 3. So, it's that I don't know.
Well, that's very true because the point guard has to sacrifice a lot of, especially the modern day point guard. They're not even bringing it up and generating assists anymore. They're just catching shooters now.
Yeah, shooting 3-pointers. I want to be Steph Curry.
Now, they're doing a possible expansion to Vegas and Seattle.
You got to go to Vegas.
Yeah, Seattle used to have teams, the old Supersonics. That's the Oklahoma.
Yeah, but I don't know why did they lose the team?
It was raining too much.
Nobody wanted to go to the games.
No, they wanted to go to Starbucks.
I definitely know that Vegas will receive a franchise. The Aces, of course, the Aces need a brother franchise out there in Vegas, and they got a lot of venues to host games.
You should have all their jerseys, bro.
Yeah. I'm going to get them. When are we going? We're going for the Super Bowl in February, so
I'll be out there next week.
All right.
For the NBA, I'll get some footage for the NBA summer camps. Summer.
All right. That's what's up.
Yeah,
that's what's
you'll get to see Wemby. Now they got new I'm not sure. They got new synthetic balls they're using now. They're going to start it in the ranks. They're going to roll it out in the lower ranks. They said this probably won't go live until like 10 years from now, so the players can get adjusted. But they're 3D printing synthetic balls. I mean, why? Why can't they just keep using the leather?
Synthetic basketballs?
Yes, they're changing the NBA basketball, bro, to 3D printed synthetic balls.
We know why. It's a money thing. Don't tell me about saving the earth and the environment.
The cows, because we're eating steaks and the skin is there. And what are we going to do with it now? Throw it away?
Right. Don't give me that bullshit. It's got to be somebody's friend of the program company.
Somebody's money grab.
Yeah. That's going to come out there and make these vegan.
That's what they are. Vegan. Yeah.
Vegan
basketball. Gluten-free
vegan basketballs that be highly textured and the best thing since sliced bread.
All right, so we're both against that. As a shooter, I wouldn't like it. But I guess at some point the kids will start using it. You'll see it. Kids walking down the street with 3D printed, rubber basketballs.
The feel of that leather basketball, the different kind of. It's supposed to be the same weight, but you go to different arenas and different balls feel differently. So
they 3D printing meat now, Ace. I mean, that shit's been approved.
I heard about your Bill Gates guys. Who want to make you some meat on the computer and send it to your house.
Some meat with some VAX in it.
Yeah, it's good for you. It's good for you. It helps keep off the coronavirus and all that good stuff.
Yeah, have a Corona. You got to watch the algorithm. As soon as you say that, the bots come out. All right. So I'm just going to talk about the notables, free agents, and the deals, and you can add anything you want. Fred VanVleet. Now, I was saying I wanted him until I looked at his numbers. I think they said he shot like a career low. This is a guard.
Yeah.
He shot under 40% from the field last year. And me as a former guard, and if somebody could tell me, I could do what? I could shoot 38%? And get paid $130 million by the Rockets over 3 years.
Yeah, well, he's concentrating on shooting 3-pointers. So as a 2-point shot, that's pretty low. As a 3-point shot, it's a decent shot at 40%. So somebody's willing to pay him $130 million to go out there and chuck up bricks all damn game and hope they can win. Yeah.
All right, Kyrie.
Only an American.
Kyrie So I just told you Fred VanVleet's stats last year in his season, in his contract year. Kyrie, after averaging 27 points, like 7 assists.
Speaking of Culver.
So Kyrie got a 3-year, $126 million deal. So he's getting paid less than Fred VanVleet. I mean, come on, the Bulls couldn't have made something happen and offered. I don't understand, man.
3 years and how much money?
$126 million. And Fred VanVleet's making more money than
42 million a year.
All because he tweeted a link saying that Black people are the chosen people.
Jordan got to be rolling over in his Lamborghini. That these guys out here making 40 plus million dollars a season based on his ability to negotiate a contract back in the 90s.
Correct. Kyrie deserves it. I'm saying it's what you can negotiate. And you're right, Jordan, all those older players. But, I mean, Zach LaVine's getting Kyrie money. Something ain't adding up. I think the agents are doing better than the teams.
Absolutely. I think you got from Clutch Sports, he negotiated damn near $500 million in free agent contracts so far. But Fred VanVleet is making more money than Kyrie. Just because he made that tweet, VanVleet is stayed clean, kept his nose clean, and he doesn't tweet anybody. He was up there being high yellow in Canada with Drake, and it worked out for him. So Van Tweet and
VanVleet.
Yeah. So go down there from Canada to Houston with your 40% shooting, and God bless you.
Yeah, everybody was scared to take a chance on Kyrie, I guess. It just doesn't make sense. Now, Austin Reeves, who we just mentioned, he re-signed with the Lakers, who could have matched their anybody's offer because he was restricted. But he got 4 years, $56 million. What's your thoughts?
I mean, it's a sweet deal for them. I mean, he fits in the system. LeBron likes him, and that's a sweet deal for him. By the time he gets out of that deal, LeBron will be gone. The team will be crap, and they can figure it out from there.
Yeah, and they got rid of the guy with the blonde, with the flopper, with the blonde in his. He's got the blonde in his naps. The guard for the Lakers, you know what I'm talking about. It's been flopping all through the league. Does this? I can't think his name.
Schroeder.
Yeah, they got rid of Dennis Schroeder to make room.
He turned out $84 million a couple of years ago and hasn't come close.
He bet it on himself. But I mean, where are the Bulls? Where are the Bulls? Bruce Brown, who I wouldn't have mind having, just won a chip. This guy gets 2 years at $45 million. And I'm gonna tell you something. I wouldn't have given him that.
Yeah, but
I'd have slapped him. I'd have slapped him and his agent.
You're talking about the chemistry of the team, and in 2 years, $24 million. It's peanuts in this NBA we got going on now. Plus, they just won a chip. And
no, I agree with that, but I don't think he re-signed with Denver. I misspoke. But they are showing him in a Denver uniform. But no, he went to like Indiana or something.
Oh, the Pacers. But $24 million, I would have stayed. Unless Denver had no interest in him at all, but I would have stayed. I would have stayed in Denver.
Yeah, I mean,
for $20 million.
Yeah, because Denver didn't want to give him that money because they know, I mean, we can get just about anybody to slash around these guys we got putting up 30 a game.
Yeah. All you got to do is be able to, willing to move, stay healthy and stay on bed rest. And you can find that anywhere. But I would have stayed in the situation that I was in. I just won a chip.
And Pride Month is over, and I'm not saying Bruce Brown has any sugar in his tank. I'm not saying that, but
okay,
that's not why I wouldn't sign him, of course. Because everybody's got their own bathrooms and locker rooms and stuff like that now. What I mean? Man, I'll be going to the bathroom, boy. I'll be at the airport tipsy. Wait, which one do I go in? I don't be knowing what's. Yeah, you can't go in that bathroom. Why
it's non-binary, damn it. That's the way I'm feeling right now because I got to piss.
All right, let's. Yeah, so he did. He signed with the Pacers.
Can you say that?
You can say that. He signed with the Pacers. All right, now Draymond.
Number team, yeah.
Yeah, the Pacers. Yeah, I mean, why not? Why not? At some point, you got to actually rebuild, and the league has said, with their new bargaining, they got their floor. You've got your salary cap, and you got your salary floor. I mean, we're not going to give you guys all this revenue and TV revenue, and y'all ain't even trying. You know what I mean? Right.
So this isn't Detroit
or Chicago. Well, Chicago's been spending.
They'll spend the money. They just don't know what to spend it on.
we're going to get there. So Draymond, who, socked Jordan Poole, 4 years, $100 million, re-signs with G State.
That's a great last contract for him with Golden State. And apparently the organization didn't like that guy. So that's why they got rid of him. As opposed, we know Draymond didn't like him. But Steph had words with him, and team chemistry and harmony is more important than
correct continuity. If you have a team that's winning,
but it's been documented, and you'll talk about it later. As far as Cameron's concerned, why the team didn't like him. And why
we said right here on Mouthpiece included, it had to be, this trophy generation.
Yeah,
man. One of my brothers used to tell me he'd be playing a video game with his daughter. The crap they talk. Like, it's one thing I'm playing with my dad, right, in the video game. Dad, I got you. It's one thing. But when you start the name calling and stuff like that, but that's the trophy. Yeah. We're the trophy generation.
Oh man, they be talking gangs of crap.
And then when you say something back to them,
I hear Deuce talking on the computer. And we showing them guys he played ball with, and the guy that scored the least amount of points, had the least skill, be talking about shit. And once he getting them. He just let them have it for hours and hours until they go home. I gotta go to bed or whatever. But it's wow, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We talked our crap, but it was always a level of respect unless you were willing to start fighting.
They don't have a respect for him. I think the only respect they get is somebody might hear him in the next room. But once it gets to a point where they don't give a damn about that, they're going to talk about you and your mother and your whole
That's
damn
what
family.
I'm saying. They talking about mamas. Kyle Kuzma. All these players, the Bulls had no interest in. Let me just say that. He signed 4 years, $102 million. So he's making more money than Draymond Green, but he is young.
He's still in.
He's on Washington. Yeah.
Washington. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Washington's making some moves.
Yeah. Nobody wants to play there, so we'll see what happens.
Jeremy Grant's got a 5-year, $160 million. Now, Dylan Brooks, who told LeBron to shut up and be old, he, and the pundits were, he could be talking himself out of the league. Nobody's going to sign him. Well, the Rockets signed him. 4 years, $80 million. And I guarantee you, our Bulls had no interest because he talks. And when we get in the playoffs, he's going to talk about LeBron. Well, unless we get some players, we're never going to play LeBron.
Never. We've only got to worry about him twice a year, unless we play him in the damn preseason.
And you're right. Correct. And he's probably going to be on bed rest more next year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Westbrook signed a 2-year, $8 million deal with the Westbrook. Well, he's doing his business. Like, at some point, with the money he has, Ace.
Yeah.
I think I might walk 2 years, $8 million.
I'd have been on the phone. Because, I mean,
if you got to be able to tell Westbrook, man, look, you're going to play 40 minutes in the Bulls. You're going to have Levine at the 2. You're going to have DeRozan at the 3. And we re-signed shithole Vukovic. This team should be able to play. If Miami got to the chip, this team should be able to play for something if he'd have came there and we took him seriously. Correct.
Absolutely.
Brought in Derrick Rose, who went out to Memphis. Now, you know what I mean? Yeah, I would have been on the phone.
Yeah, no interest in Derrick Rose?
No, we had no interest in Derrick Rose. We had no interest. Tibbs called and said that
he's done. I ran him into the ground in New York too. No, you shouldn't have any interest in him. Yeah, he's just like the guy who owned the used car that you're thinking about buying, and he calls you. He was on the fax report or whatever. Yeah, the car fax, and he called. Yeah, I ran that car in the ground. The new car fax report.
Yeah, I ran that car in the ground. I'm just telling you, you don't want to have nothing to do with that.
I'm surprised it made it to the damn dealership.
now, I was surprised that D'Angelo Russell, he inked a 2-year, $37 million deal. I mean, with these playoff performances, these guys are being rewarded. He got 2 years, $37 million to stay with the Lakers.
Is that a pay cut? I think he took a pay cut.
He did, but not enough of one. Just because he was overpaid before doesn't mean we got to overpay him again. This guy showed you what he is.
Well, he can play during the season, get his bed rest, and then we'll see what happens in the play. I mean, the Lakers are going to trade him sometime during the season once they get tired of losing. So, I mean,
that's what I'm saying about a winning organization, man.
It's frustrating
being a Bulls fan when you watch. I'm out here in LA, and the Lakers pretty much did everything right. I mean, this isn't rocket science.
Yeah.
And year after year, the Bulls are sitting on our hands, twiddling our thumbs and standing pat, bro. Like you said, we got all the pieces to the puzzle except for a coach, a point guard, power forward. You know what I'm saying?
A center and a long-distance shooter. Right.
Oh, and Sabonis, that bum, he re-signed, but Sacramento, like, they gave him a whole boatload of money, bro. You saw him in the playoffs, man. He can't even shoot from 8 feet.
Yeah. Maybe we need to bring his dad in as a trainer, and he can go from there. But it's just a lot of money out there, and teams don't know how or where to spend it or how to really build their teams. So, they get
it's not rocket science, Ace. I mean, I hear what you're saying, bro, but why after all these years, and we can't keep talking about Ball. Okay, Ball's been gone for,
Yeah, you got to take him out of the formula. I mean, he's done.
He's done.
You got to find a point guard. You got to find a point guard. So you don't have any damn draft picks. You got to be taking phone calls.
I would be getting a point guard, which could have been Van Fleet, and then a stretch 4.
I'm not paying Van Fleet that.
I wouldn't have paid him that either. And a stretch 4.
Yeah. So I mean,
it's year after year, man, and I've gotten to the point where I'm like, I mean, it's GM after GM. I
don't know if they look at the G League film or whatever, but I got to go find me somebody that's poor and stupid and go down there and give me a damn guard.
I'm saying,
keep running me in every other month.
Ace, none of our second round picks pan out. None of our late first round draft picks pan out. And the ones who do pan out, except for Kobe, we don't re-sign them.
Jimmy Butler was the late round pick, and they got rid of him, late first round pick. So you got to
should have a rule. It's like in I don't know if Chicago Public League still has it, but if you're going to be in the slums year after year, we're going to send you to the G League or senior management to the G League, and somebody else has to take over the reins. You can't keep, or you're going to lose your TV money. Nobody's watching y'all, and nobody cares.
Yeah, no, especially since you dumped WGN, and now you got your own New York Knicks marquee network deal.
You ran Michael Jeffrey Jordan out of town and Phil Jackson, but go on.
Ran him out of town, ran anybody knows out of town. And you have no lineage. You ran D Rose out of town, but you're willing to.
And had you not had that lottery ball, go ahead. You know, with D Rose, this pain I'm feeling would have even been deeper. But go on.
Yeah, and you're willing to keep this guy that you had no allegiance or hasn't won anything for your organization. You're willing to keep him on the team for, I guess, for the next 20 years. I don't know what the hell they're doing with the ball kid, but you know, to send one of our own homegrown talents and who's still playing in the league and not even look at him as bringing him back as a point guard, as a mentor for maybe a Kobe White or somebody else you're bringing in. It's just a slap in the face of Chicago. So I think they need to clean house, get rid of all the players, all the damn coaches, all the general managers, the presidents, whoever's associated with the team now, and start over. And, you know, we can start over where White Man Can't Jump. I don't, you know, bring in Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson, and we can go from there.
All right, so I look at the Lakers as winners. It's pissing me off because they put together a really nice team.
Yeah,
Pundits are already putting it all on they're literally saying, AD, you have no excuse. They're not even talking about LeBron. LeBron, you have no excuse. We're going to tell you on Mouthpiece included. You have no excuse not to win for the chip. We don't want to hear your excuses. And if you want AD to be more involved, give AD the damn ball. But that's on AD. He's got to – I've heard people say that. At some point, he's got to demand a damn ball.
Give me the damn ball, man. You're 70 years old, man. Give me the damn ball and go over on the other side.
You got Kareem's record. You know what I mean? Right.
Go over to the other side and rebound. Now, next year, you know, if you want to bring your kid here or if you want to leave, that's fine. But give me the damn ball and go on the other side and rebound. You can stand in the middle of the lane on the other side and I'm going to call 3 seconds. And I don't call anything on you. Just go over there and rebound and get a layup.
That's the thing about LeBron. He can't shoot the three. So in today's NBA, if he ain't handling the ball, you know what I mean? He can't catch and shoot. Yeah, he's useless. He's useless.
But I mean, if he's in the hole, 8 foot in front of the rim or 5 feet to the other side of the rim of AD, he's going to catch the ball, and who's going to stop him down there?
Well, I've been saying that for years. And then the fact that the Lakers didn't run pick and rolls with LeBron and AD pretty much all playoffs, it was mind-boggling. You know, if you claim you want AD to be involved, I would be running pick and roll, LeBron and AD all game.
You're gonna kill
Switch if you want to.
Yeah. You're going to put your 5 on LeBron and have your 3 guarding AD or whoever the hell is supposed to be guarding. Yeah, come on, man. It's simple math.
Hey, stay calm down since everybody switches everything and makes it known that that's what we're going to do. It used to be a defensive strategy. I mean, when we played, our coach would be like, all right, now we're switching. Now we're not. Now we're fighting through. Switch on this guy. Don't switch on that guy. You know, it was principles, knowing your personnel and, you know, go over the screen on the shooter, go under. This was all part of it. Wasn't just everybody just lazily switch, you know, allow yourself to be screened. Yeah, allow yourself to be screened. Nobody's fighting around the screen. Nobody's got the head on the swivel ace going under it. You know, they just sit there and get screened because they don't want to play defense. So now what I'm saying is LeBron, I've seen LeBron come down. They call a pick and roll just so he can get the one on him. And then they call another pick and roll. And I'm like, man, the Warriors, they're good for that. LeBron will come down, get Steph on him. And then they'll call a pick and roll with him in the big. And I'm like, I don't understand how the defensive coaches aren't putting together a better defensive game plan.
Yeah. If I'm LeBron, I got Steph on him, I'm going straight to the hole.
Bullying him.
Bullying him right all the way to the bucket. And if somebody else has got to come, that's two on me, and there's somebody wide open. So yeah, I don't know. It's a different strategy. Everybody wants to shoot a 3-pointer. We want to get everybody out to the 3-point line.
Well, let me tell you something. If the Bulls don't make moves, I'm not even giving them to the trade deadline. I'm not gonna watch.
Yeah,
until they show me that they're at least trying to put. We used to have hope. Man, with Derrick Rose another year or two. We used to have hope. Pippen develops, Horace Grant get better. We can see it. They were dogs. They were Dobermans.
Yeah. Now you got to hope for. We'll see what they do in the play-in game.
All our money is maxed out. They maxed out on all these dumbass contracts. They signed what's his name? D Wade when he was 40 years old and had nothing left in the tank. Maxed him out for 3-4 years. That type of stuff, bro. Okay. Yes. They didn't even take him on the veteran contract just for 1 year, like a lot of teams do, a salary dump.
Yeah. No needs.
And nothing comes from it. You'll hear all these pundits, well, what they're doing is, and then his contract will be over, and by that time what? They'd be like, by that time, Carmelo Anthony will be available. Nobody wants Carmelo Anthony.
Well, his son will be available, and he'll be a senior in high school, and if he has a good freshman season, maybe he can come back. The Bulls can draft him, and then Carmelo and his son can play for the Bulls.
Well, that's what the Bulls are going to do. They're going to do that with LeBron and Bronny. They're going to sign LeBron to a 5-year max at 41. He's going to get a 5-year max. Yeah,
and then the season ticket stipulations will be 4-year minimum season ticket package for $12,000. Either you want to be a season ticket holder here or you don't. Yeah. That's
what the Bulls are waiting on. I guarantee you that's what they're waiting on. All right, but let's push on. We got we're going to go to the NFL Bears beat. We're going to do our NFC North predictions, but before we do that, you got any training camp news from this week? I hadn't heard much. Thank God, no injuries. Not going to
No. They're just working out, and everybody's still high on the Stevenson kid out of Miami.
Hey, because those bums we had last year, boy, they was getting hurt every day. But go ahead.
Yeah. Well,
what Stevenson? Oh, yeah, I know. You're talking about the next Lawrence Taylor?
Yeah, next Lawrence Taylor in our cornerback position. But they're building depth, except for the defensive line. But they're building depth in the linebacking core and the secondary. So, we get a couple, we still got time. Be patient. Like I said last year, we still got time to get a defensive end or a tackle that's going to put pressure up the middle versus pressure off those ends. We still got the steal of the draft working from Florida. So we'll see what he does when he gets on the field. If he can stay healthy and put some pressure on that quarterback from the University of Florida, Javonte Davis. And, we'll see what happens. But if you have nobody to throw to, and you can't get the ball to your tight ends over the middle, and it'll be up to the defensive line to stop the run. If they can do that, you're going to be hard pressed to get it done against the Bears. So.
I'd actually, to your point about the defensive lineman, unless something falls in my lap with a pass rush and defensive end or something like that, if it falls in my lap, I'll take it. But I'm almost with just playing this season out. You know what I mean? And then coming in with all that draft capital next season and loading up. We're about to bring in 340s.
According to the draft with 2 number 1s and 2 number 2s.
We're about to draft 4 pass rushers, and we're going to get 1 in free agency. And watch this.
Oh my gosh! Woo! Bear down. Yeah. It's a measure in patience. So somebody will fall to them as far as a pass rusher. and they can make the decision then, do they fit the system? Will the money be right? Or, if we can
sign
put
them on
something
a
together.
2-year deal, something like that.
Yeah. Or we can put something together to trade for somebody. But most definitely, you can't have any of our first and second round picks. Sorry.
No, yeah, we're just going to draft the Utes.
Yeah.
All right, so let's jump into the NFC North. Last season, I believe it was the Vikes finished 1. The Fudge Packers finished 2, the Toilet finished 3, and the Bears were last.
Yeah.
So if you're based on the rosters now and what you know from last season, who's going to be your number 4 team? Who's going to finish dead last, replacing our lovable Bears in last place in the North?
Dead last would be Minnesota. They're going to go from first to worst.
Wow.
No, you release your number 1 running back for monetary reasons.
But you got Kurt, I'm not a Crip Cousins.
Yeah. First to last. That guy running around out there with no running back to sell that play action fake. Oh yeah. I can't wait to see it. But yeah.
Interesting.
He's trash. I'm gonna send him to 4th. Minnesota Vikings. First to worst.
Well, they did win a bunch of games by like 1 or 2 points.
Yeah.
And like the Bears were losing all those games by 3 points or less.
Yeah.
So yeah, there could be some flippage now that the word got an influx of talent and they lost talent.
Right. They got rid of it. They dirt cheat the talent. They didn't even lose it. They just got rid of it. So they have no intentions on winning this year.
Well, my number 4 team, although I love Jordan, is Jordan Love and the Fudge Packers.
Okay.
I got them finishing dead last. Okay. That's why your boy cut and ran, Aaron Rodgers. He knew he didn't want to take his medicine. It's still pissing me off. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He knew it was coming down the line, and, he talked all that crap. He owns the Bears and all this and that. And if there's any NFL listening, schedule the Jets and the Bears. I've seen you do it. Schedule them year after year after year.
Okay. Well,
so I got Fudge Packers 4.
All right. I mean, I can see that. But the small sample size that I've seen with Jordan Love and the running game that they have, I can't see them finishing last. But next to last, I got them pegged for that hole, just because they won't have the respect from the referees and the cheating calls that they've had in the past by having to drop dead gorgeous Smug Rogers as quarterback.
And criminal Brent Favre, allegedly. 2 decades before that.
Yeah.
I can see that. I mean, if you got him at 3, it's pulling hairs at that point.
Yeah. It's a matter of who loses those one possession games or one score games. Is they're going to be Minnesota losing all of them and Green Bay winning a couple more, or Green Bay losing all of them and Minnesota winning a couple more. But I like Jordan Love. I know the Fudge Packer fans don't like him because he's melanated, but high yellow rather. But
he's high yellow. He's some sort of mulatto. But the pundits, they're not saying he's having issues processing, and I think that's because one of his parents are pink. I got to research that, but I'm just sensing that. But they're saying that he doesn't have that wow factor. They're saying that they're not saying any wow. They're not hearing anybody talk about wow. They're not saying he's not processing. Yeah. So it sounds to me like he's just another version of Kurt. I'm not a Crip Cousins.
Well, I mean, Kirk Cousins has had a lot of years to process, get paid, and compete out on the field, where Jordan Love hasn't had that opportunity to go out there and compete against NFL starting defensive and defensive coordinators and figure out what's going on out there. So I see his upside much higher than Kirk Cousins. So that's why I got the Fudge Packers as my number 3.
Hey, I love his name. I mean, Jordan Love. His parents got to be Michael Jordan fans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So now that might even be worth buying that jersey just for that reason.
No.
You're a Packer fan? No, I love Jordan.
I'm gonna get Coach. I'm gonna get a Coach Fudge Packer jersey that says love.
Yeah. Well, his should say something like Steve Kerr Love, or Kerr Love, or what's the kicker name the Bears had? But anyway, my number 3.
Gold.
Yeah, my number 3 is the toilet. Why, you ask? The young people say this and that. Their offense, they lost a lot of close games, blah, 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 the coaching. Because they're the toilet. I'm going with the toilet simply based upon their history of stinking the place up.
All right.
I'm going with the toilet. That's going to be my number 3 finishing team in the North. And I do believe you said yours is the Fudge Packers, right?
Yeah, mine's the Fudge Packers. So that would place my number 2 team in the North Division is Detroit. Detroit, a place that has a beef against you, but that was a long time ago in the past. Detroit.
I puked in their toilet. Thought the whole, not talking about the city, I thought the whole stadium was a toilet.
I will never forget the facial expression of that young lady that was sitting next to you.
I didn't get it on her, but it was stinking.
But she had no idea it was coming.
I don't think I did. Puked all the way back to the city. I swear, I remember you was driving down Stony, bring me to the crib, and it was one last puke, and I felt fine. I puked about 12 times total, and it took that final one when I got out of that damn toilet, where I was like, oh, I feel great.
Fresh air, I feel great.
I puked. I was Ace, pull over. We was on the E-way. I was opening the door. Didn't get a drop in the whip. Didn't get a drop in. I mean, hey.
I got no problem with it. It was a rental car anyway. I was just gonna put as much water and air freshener in there as I can and turn that thing right in.
It was nothing on me, nothing in the car. I just puked, and we were on their side too. That's what made it special. We were talking crap to all their fans, and I puked all over the stadium.
You got to go. Hey, man, we're here from Chicago. We got to watch the game. We got to leave from here. Okay, we'll move around.
Everybody
going to go to the Bears.
Everyone's like, it's a fighting, man. They be fighting fans. I'm like, man, nobody's going to fight these Bears fans. They knew. They looking for them Bears fans from those north suburbs somewhere. They don't want to take this bam.
Yeah, it's they didn't want this smoke. This smoke was going to be on television. If they want to battle these Bears fans. But anyway,
I might have took a bad one because I didn't realize I was so full, man.
What's that last green drink?
That's what I was wondering. Yeah, I remember I forced it down.
Don't drink that last drink.
Could have just drank it on the way home, but
they could have just threw that shit away.
And I remember I was having nachos, but we'll talk about that. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. The NFL. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Oh, no, we didn't finish. My number 2 team, you said your number 2 team is the toilet.
Yeah, the toilet.
Mine is our lovable Chicago Bears. I'm going to leave a little meat on the bone.
All right.
Keep the expectations somewhat simmered. I'm not going to have any big perk takes. But I got the Bears somehow figuring it out and, out-athleting teams, processing better, blocking better, and, for number 1. So I got the Bears. That's my number 2 team. And, of course, the Vikes would be my number 1 team, who's your last team. So let's go ahead with your number 2 and your number 1 there, Phil.
Well, I just spouted my number 2 is the Toilette. Yeah. They had a big offensive year, and but they had the
A lot
worst
of young
defense.
talent.
Yeah, the worst defense in the NFL. And I figure by the time that all those players come around, they'll start losing them to free agency. So they're number 2. And of course, my prediction of 14-3 for your Chicago Bears. They're my number 1 team. We'll revisit our picks closer to the season, which is coming up soon. But, I still got them winning the division. Go Bears.
All right. Well, the NFL, the National Football League, this is predictable. All of a sudden, they're having a gambling issue, which I don't seem to notice in baseball, except for Pete Rose, of course, basketball. But the NFL, they're having a gambling issue. Their current policy on gambling, NFL personnel cannot bet on NFL games, practices, or events. Betting on practices?
Practice?
Right?
Practice.
Ever. This includes the NFL draft and NFL combine, prop bets, futures, over-unders, and more. NFL personnel are prohibited from any kind of gambling in any club or league facility, venue, or otherwise. Mm-hmm. Their main rules are: don't bet on the NFL, don't gamble at your team facility while traveling for a road game or staying at a hotel. Don't have someone else bet for you. Don't share inside information. Don't enter that's what the media does. They're never mind. Mm-hmm. Don't enter a sports book during the NFL playing season, and don't play daily fantasy football. So let's unpack that. Don't bet on the NFL. You're okay with that? As far as integrity for the game?
Absolutely. You're part of the fraternity. You're part of the league. You're part of the shield. So, you signed all kind of crap. You didn't know what the hell you were signing. And I'm sure that's deep in there that you can't bet on NFL football.
I agree with him 100%. Don't gamble at your team facility while traveling for a road game or staying at a team hotel. So if you're not betting on NFL, you would be gambling on whatever. I guess they could be talking about shooting craps, in the parking lot. Don't gamble at your team facility while traveling for a road game or staying at a team hotel.
Staying at a team. So anything that really associated with the NFL, they don't want you engaged in gambling.
At all. But gambling. They're saying gambling, period. So the assumption is this next one is about gambling. It says don't gamble at your team facility while traveling for a road game or staying at a team hotel. So it sounds like it's okay to gamble at home.
At home, yeah. Because you could be at home, meaning
you can be a gambleaholic.
Or most teams, you travel to the hotel the night before the game, and then you take the bus to the ballpark. So, I guess you can get it in that Saturday night if you gotta gamble with your teammates. But come on, man, this is your career. You're already saying you're not making enough money. Now you're gonna sit there and gamble on games and talk to your friends around the league and say, we're gonna win tomorrow. I hear such is on bed rest tomorrow or going on the injury report in the morning, which is quite important because the injury report comes out like 2-3 hours before the game starts. And if you got inside information and you bet the night before the line changes or this, that, and the other, I can see that.
Yep, and that was number 4. Don't share team inside information. I agree with that. Don't have straw betting. Someone else bet for you.
Oh man, that should be number 1.
Don't enter a sports book during the NFL playing season. So you're out there in Vegas, or you're in Chicago, and you see one of the football players in his uniform, and he's in there, he's in there sitting at the bar, betting.
Yeah, I'm taking pictures. I'll sell them the pictures back.
Correct.
You can keep betting, but I got pictures of your dumb ass in here betting during the season at the sports book on the NFL game.
But it all feels hypocritical.
Technically,
I mean, I sit there and I'm watching the games and they're advertising FanDuel and all these other gambling.
All these pro players from other sports. Like, oh yeah, I can bet. You can bet right now, can I? Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I mean, they're. It's like being in bed with the devil, but then making all these rules that the players can't engage.
Yeah,
you want to have integrity, yet you want to open it up to gambling.
Yeah, I remember at one point I hadn't been to the north side to watch a game for quite a while.
Go Cubs.
And it was like, man, I forgot who was asking. I think maybe my wife. Last time you've been here to see a game? Because I go to see a White Sox game. I was like, the last time I came to Wrigley Field, Pete Rose was the manager for the Cincinnati Reds. And then, of course, not too long later, he was banned for life for gambling on baseball, calling on the clubhouse phone or, whatever he was doing to gamble. As to say,
allegedly, it's never proven, and he went to his deathbed denying it.
I think they should have the hearing or whatever they need to do to get Charlie Hustle into the Hall of Fame. I mean, that was a couple of commissioners ago. He's learned his lesson. He's not a murderer, and
he wasn't a juice, as far as we know.
Yeah. I mean, he played ball. He played ball at a level.
Man, he played baseball harder than anybody I ever seen approach the game. He was gambling. He was diving headfirst into first base on routine. Scored. He was gambling. He was allegedly
at a level on the hustle rate that won't be repeated in his lifetime. I don't
now,
think
now we know why they called him Charlie Hustle. It had nothing to do with diving into first base.
Check it, clackety clack, bam. But I think he still should be in all of
Big Foe, Lil Joe.
Clackety clack.
All right. All right, let's move on because we're running out of time here.
Okay.
Late start. We want to give a big ups to Boots on the Ground, Bubba Wallace. Play a short clip.
Are you a big NASCAR fan or something like, hey, I'm learning about it? I'm learning about it. I'm just here for the experience. NASCAR! An experienced NASCAR driver, Bubba Wallace, brought directly to the
You was there, wasn't you?
Bubba's block party.
Absolutely.
Important for these people.
Had a great time
to see what our sport's about and to give my pit crew here, who are absolute studs, give them the spotlight and show them that there's different avenues to NASCAR.
You got a brother on his pit crew too.
Bubba is one of 2 black drivers to ever win the NASCAR Cup Series. So since this is Chicago's first time hosting the race, Bubba made it a point to have this free event on the South Side. Why is it so important for you to be here on the South Side at putting this on the South Side?
Well, I think you look at the area that we're in and the opportunities that it can provide to so many people, and it makes perfect sense for us.
And judging from the smiles, NASCAR just might have some new fans here in Chicago. Are you a big NASCAR fan? Or
first thing, big ups to Bubba. Bro, they was booing him in South Carolina. And they asked him, it's like, how you feel about the Bulls? And he's like, well, people have always had villains in sports. I like the way he carries it. He won't just say, screw those racist trolls. But they're booing this man, bro. Like, I don't know what's in their hearts in South Carolina.
You know what's in their hearts.
I mean, we don't know what's in their hearts. You got all those individuals. I'm going to be Stephen A. Smith here. And you don't know. Some of them are owners and they're CEOs and they're smarter than everybody else.
Yeah. We don't know what's in their hearts. But, Bubba was on the South Side. Bubba was boots on the ground. He wasn't there with security or no damn. He was in the park. He was next to the DJ, gave interviews. He was walking
Watched in part,
peace
we should say.
with the people, and it was right at DuSable Black History Museum. So shout out to Bubba.
DuSable, the black man who founded NASCAR. Go ahead.
Yeah. You got the sponsors out to contribute to the community leading up to this race. There were so many other racers in this particular race that, never even looked at the South Side, never went past downtown. So my shout outs to Bubba Wallace, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Walmart, all these other sponsors that came in. Walmart cut the check to DuSable for $10,000 for the event. Hopefully we can do something in the future as far as NASCAR is concerned here in Chicago, or, we can just keep and supporting Bubba Wallace as his journey with Team Jordan continues.
Big ups, Bubba. Big ups. And we're going to be covering that next week. Blacks and NASCAR. We got some theories over here we're working on. All right, let's jump to our Booger of the Week. Gilbert Arenas. He don't know what's in Phil Jackson's heart.
He doesn't know what's in his heart.
All right.
We don't know.
Well, Gilbert doesn't know.
What is the context from Phil, right? I mean, it's real. Like, what is the real? I mean, we can all say, oh, that's. But what is the real context? Are you mad that, politics is coming into the sport? Yeah, so that's what I said. It all matters. It all really matters, because it's easily to say, all right, Phil, is it because of black people? Is it Black Lives Matters? Or just as a hooper, you're mad that, it says justice or equal opportunity. Just saying, are you mad that there's just politics, that the game is about politics, and is it that stance? And that's why sometimes I ignore, because if I don't have the full context, like for you to be racist to me, you have to it has to be real racism, indo outdoors, and I think and guess, right? Like just give it to me flat out, and then we keep it that way. Don't like make the comments and I'm like, was that racist, or how should I feel? So something like that. What is
when he said, just to be clear, when he said indos, outdoors, I think he was trying to say innuendos. Okay.
Yeah.
But he said indos, outdoors. My issue with that was mainly at the end. Real racism. I would need him to define that. He said what it isn't. It's not indos, outdoors.
Yeah.
So does he literally need Phil to put a Klan sheet over his head and string him to burn a cross on his lawn and string him to a tree?
Yeah. Well, he's been a privileged athlete his entire life.
Yeah, don't look like he married a sister. I'm not 100% sure on that either.
Yeah.
My spidey senses are tingling. But go ahead.
He's been a privileged athlete his entire life.
Yeah.
So his take on racism,
especially if your wife ain't black, your take's got to be a little different. But go ahead.
It's got to be skewed. So thusly, he needs to know if it's real racism or it's we don't know what is in his heart racism. So thusly he would need to see Phil in his hood, riding on a horse or burning a cross or something, to really believe that this 9-time or 12-time whatever champion is a racist. Or he can just shut up and dribble. I've listened to a few of the takes and shows that.
Well, he said Pookie Morant's got to cut his hair. Change his image. Stop hanging out with those guys. Stop hanging out with those thugs.
I know the basis of him being able to have a platform is that he was a former player making X amount of dollars, but you got to take everything he says with the. But
he allegedly pulled out a gun on one of his teammates, was literally gambling, over gambling.
In the locker room.
Yes.
Yeah, in the locker room. Yeah. So
Pookie Morant's got to cut his hair.
He's got to cut his hair. Just because your hair was already cut when you pulled the gun out on your teammate in the damn locker room. Yeah. So, yeah, everything, like I said, you got to take everything he says with a grain of salt. Yeah.
So basically, he's saying either Phil is he's okay with Phil saying, I don't want to mix politics with sports. Yeah. When social justice, I don't even see as politics. I can see if you're saying, hey, I don't want to talk Ronald Reagan and Bill Clinton. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we're talking about police brutality and poverty and things of this issue.
Yeah.
I don't even really see that as politics.
No, it's social. It's life.
Yes.
You know, politics is the game played above that, where they say where they're gonna, send in the police or
right.
or review this or had the DOJ investigate all that crap they be that's spewed to the public, but the things that are going on in real life, people are getting hanged and people are getting shot and killed by the police, and these things that affect melanated people on a daily basis aren't politics. It's just a dissemination of where we're going to make life better for Black people versus Clarence Thomas. That's politics.
It is politics. It looks like his wife is some sort of melanated. She might be a mulatto.
It doesn't matter. He's a damn booger.
It's hard to tell.
Oh yeah, that's some kind of mulatto thing going on.
Yeah, because she almost looks like that president of NAACP who made it.
Yeah, who was faking for so many years.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they haven't done a movie on that. Oh my God, the founders of the NAACP has got to literally be rolling over in their graves.
Yeah, they probably. Let's just move on. Let's not talk about it.
And nobody asked her, "Are you in the CIA?"
Nobody. Yeah, no. Of course she is. Well, no comment.
No comment. But I mean, that's a problem in America.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's why you got to go with those guys who are so Black they look purple. You know what I mean? There's no doubt here. You know what I'm saying?
I just saw a picture, I think it was Instagram, of a deeply melanated brother from Africa who looked like Putin's brother. I meant to send it to you. I think he's
Black Putin.
Yeah. It'll come back up and I'll send it to you. Yeah.
Pookie Putin. All right, let's jump to the topic, bro. We should be able to get through this pretty quick. All right, Ace. So you're a GM.
Yeah.
And no, you're the coach. And I gave you a team of MJ in his prime. In his prime, you decide when that is.
Oh yeah.
Mamba, Kobe Bean Bryant in his prime. You decide when that was the prime for you.
This is
LeBron in his prime. You decide when that was.
4, yeah.
Cupcake Durant in his prime.
Yeah.
In his prime.
Yeah.
Shaq Diesel in his prime. We're not talking about Miami Shaq. My foot's hurt, my big toe.
Yeah.
I'm on bed rest and just hit for the playoffs.
Like it.
Prime Shaq Diesel.
Yeah.
Or prime Chef Curry with the step back from 75 feet. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go through this position by position, and we're going to save who we're going to bench for the end. So let's start with
Tinman.
Power forward. Who are you starting at power forward?
He wants to be a 1, but he's playing the 4, and that's LeBron.
You know, Ace, we're in agreement. I've been saying LeBron should have been the 4 at least the last 30 years of his career, you know, not necessarily the first 20 years, but we're in agreement. We both have LeBron at the 4. All right. Okay. All right. So I'm going to give you my small forward. My small forward, I've slotted in Kobe Bean Bryant.
Yeah.
At the 3.
Yeah, with the couple inches he has on MJ, I will put Kobe Bean at the 3, and knowing that he physically and mentally could take on any
couple
person.
inches my ass. I don't care if he was Vic Wembanyama size. He's still playing it. He ain't taking Jordan's position, but I hear you. I guess you're making some points.
I'm just pontificating for the
Kobe.
people that are
yeah,
watching.
You're pontificating, all right. I don't care how tall this son of a rest his soul. There was a lot of force in Kobe nobody talks about. Air balls. I saw a lot. I was out here in LA. Like, are you kidding me?
I mean, that's when he was in his 18s, 19s, and 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I'm going with Kobe as my 3.
All right, we're in agreement. All right, that's 2 for 2. All right, who do you have at the most important position, in my opinion, on the court? Who is going to be your 1 there, fella? Who's playing the point guard?
Well, you got to put Chef Steph.
With ding, 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 ding.
At the 1. I mean, come on. You got Kobe at the 3. You got LeBron, bed rest LeBron at the 4.
And you got Chef at the 1. So we're in agreement. I got Chef at the 1. So it sounds like we're going to be agreement at the shooting guard with Michael Jeffrey Jordan to go.
Oh, I mean, you know, you got Kobe at the 3. There's only 3 players left. Michael Jeffrey Jordan, number 2 position, shooting guard, Michael Jeffrey Goat Jordan.
Okay.
And that leaves you with the 5.
At the 5, yeah. And I think we agree with Superman.
Yeah. In his prime, Superman versus Thin Man. Superman is playing my 5. I know the game has changed to this stretch 5 crap.
Flopping.
Yeah. But Superman, I'm putting him out there, and I'm going to put your little stretch 5 out there and see what your stretch 5 can do against the Shaq Diesel.
When he's elbowing your stretch 5 in his chops and dunking on him and putting his gonads on the top of his head. That's what you can
right.
say.
That's right. Yeah, that's an easy 30, 40 points a game.
So that means the reason I did this is because this topic went viral. I didn't see why. So we both got Cupcake Durant coming off the bench.
Nice.
My main reason for that is he's soft. I don't think he's ever really, he got an MVP in the finals, but I don't think he's ever really earned it. I could have said the same about LeBron, but if I had to, choose between them, LeBron's a two-way player, and he's just got to get his big ass down to the 4, have Shaq at the 5, Kobe Bean at the 3. Now you're saying you might see these new spot-up shooting. Listen, who needs it? You got Curry. I mean, but who would need spot-up shooting when you got this lineup?
I mean, come on. You're saying that the other team's going to stand out on the 3-point line and dominate you with Shaq and Jordan, all these first team, all NBA defensive players out there on your squad? No.
Right. Everybody except for Chef is a dog on D. So it'd have been a matter of either bringing Curry off the bench or you just can't count on Durant. I just can't count. I can't count on him.
No. I mean, in his prime, he can run up and down and shoot and do all this, but
in the big moments, he cut and ran.
Yeah.
Now the only player we got on this team who cut and ran is LeBron, and that's because you had to choose between 2 cut and runners.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you got to go with the cut and run.
20 defense.
Year. Yeah. The 20-year player that played defense and could dominate the post. Had he choose to do that, as opposed to playing the point guard,
and has 4, I think, MVPs in the chip. in the finals,
Right.
4 finals MVPs. So,
Yeah, it's been 10 finals. Come on.
yeah, that was interesting. I didn't know what the big hubbub was. Like, why is that so decent? Now, if you leave it up to me, I'm taking Tinman, the cupcake, off this whole discussion. I'm adding in Larry Bird. Now we got something to talk about.
Now you got something to talk about.
And LeBron's coming off the bench. Right.
Right.
LeBron's coming off the bench. Larry's playing my foe. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because I mean, he can process faster.
Man, Larry was a dog. He might not have been athletic. Nobody wants to call him a Doberman because he's pink.
Yeah.
Drop dead gorgeous. But he was a dog like the rest of them.
And he was going to tell you what the hell he's going to do to you and go right out there and do it.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to take 2 dribbles and I'm going to spin around and look at you and look at your bench. And then I want to hoist that up from the 3-point line right there, right in. Well, early in his career, there was no 3-point line.
Correct.
So I'm just going to shoot that thing right in your face.
They made that rule for him. They added the 3. How they took away the paint, added the 3 seconds for Wilt. In this world of America, they'll make the game easier for the Pinks. And
yeah.
And
the
take
Steve
away
Alfords the Steve Alfords and the Larry Birds of the world. They
of course
added 3-point line.
Of course. Yeah. But I'm definitely taking Larry Legend in that. We'll come up with some. You add Joker, that makes it interesting as well. But
Joker's got to play the 5 unless you put him in at the 4. But at the 5, no. At the 4, you can make a conversation for it.
Yeah, you could. Joker, if you substitute Joker for Durant, I don't know. Now it's a conversation because I have to decide between LeBron and Joker. But go ahead and give me your final words out there.
Final words. There's a lot of hyperbole and conversation from the old school versus new school players. They say that the old school players were just violent and fighting one another and bullying one another, all based on what the Detroit Pistons were doing in the league as bad boys of a previous era.
Well, Jordan punched Steve Kerr, but go ahead.
Oh, that was a practice. That was a practice. But you have a different era of league where they say that the players weren't as athletic as the players are now, but I believe they were all more skilled from 1 to 12, who was ever on your bench. You can bring in a guy for shoot free throws, a guy for long distance shooting, a guy for defense. And, it made you respect everybody.
I don't think they're more athletic. They got all these 3-point shooters running around. We had guys who could leap and jump 40. But go ahead. I know your point. But all this, I know you're just saying what the narrative is, but I don't even see the league as being more athletic when I look at the centers back in the day. And what's his name? He played for Portland, the 2-guard.
Drexler.
Man, we had guys like that. Dominique, Barkley. Come on, man. But go ahead.
This natural athletic ability versus natural athletic, not natural, but paid training and body fixing
sculpting.
as they have now. Well, there's allegedly there's better nutrition.
Allegedly,
based on what these nutritionists are giving the athletes, but it's all based on modified food. So you got these natural athletes such as a Barkley, such as a Dominique Wilkins, such as a
Dr. J,
my man out of New York. I forget his name. That was my man's. I'll get back to you on it. The Knicks, he used to score 50 points on anybody, but I'll get back to you. And
Bernard King.
Bernard King. You had these guys out there that were killing. So, it wasn't based on these GMO products or these weight machines that they got now, or these half thrust machines, or all this stuff. These guys are natural athletes. They can play, and they increase their skill level every year that they were in the league. What they didn't have was the surgeries that these guys have that allowed them to come back, after catastrophic knee injuries or things such as that. But, Tinman on the bench. You have other players. I mean, I think you can eliminate Tinman and just go into the dream team roster and find your top 5 to put out there that nobody can beat and nobody did beat. So as far as I'm concerned, the team that we picked is well equipped to do whatever they need to do to beat anybody in the world ever at the game of basketball. And those are my final words. Come on.
I mean,
Tinman.
Yeah, I mean, well done. Well, and there's not much more I can add to that. Just want to thank everybody for joining us on this journey today.
Thanks for the delay.
As mentioned, Ace, next week we've got Black professional auto racing history right here on TATN, Mouthpiece included. Yeah, because your boy Bubba's not the first one to win the series.
Yeah.
Nobody talks about that.
Nobody talks about it because it's melanated. So let's unpack that next week.
Next week. All right, everybody, and stand by. Coming up very shortly, live on the Self-Love Show.
All right.
We're unpacking the Vegas alien story. I'll be there next week. Maybe I'll go drive by and get some footage. Is it cap or cover up? What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. I'm sure the aliens are like, man, I thought this was supposed to be on
the DL. Come on.
all the Italian mobsters rolling over in their graves. You got open legalized sports gambling now. They like, man, we was going to jail for this.
Right. Hey, same thing for the numbers man here in the shop. The lottery.
Oh yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. My grandfather allegedly used to be one of the big policy guys back in the day.
Allegedly.
Big ups, rest in peace. Now, whether you dipping through the great city of Chicago, might be on the south side, you might be up north by Wrigley, or you out here on the west coast, Compton, Long Beach, Inglewood. You better check your six. Check that blind spot. Keep your head on a swivel.
Yeah.
Watch your back. Guard your grill. Knuckle up. And don't forget to.
Don't forget it, baby.
And don't forget to.
Don't forget it, baby.
And don't forget to bring your mouthpiece.
All wet.